You've probably seen filament 3D printing at this point. When someone mentions 3D printing, this is usually what they're talking about. You've got plastic filament like this, which is pushed through a really hot nozzle, and that's rapidly drawing your 3D model layer by layer. These machines have become extremely affordable, and the filament as well is really, really cheap. The two I have here are Bambu Lab X1 carbons, which I've been using for the past couple of years, and it's pretty much as good as filament 3D printing currently gets. They do have their limitations though. You can't really print really small, really detailed objects on filament 3D printers. You can only print as small as the nozzle that you're printing with. On most printers, that's 0.4 millimeters. These printers can go down to 0.2 millimeters just by swapping the nozzle out, but even that is not detailed enough for some objects. Now that sounds really, really small, basically just a fraction of a millimeter, but if you want to print something like a scroll wheel for a mouse, for example, you need to go way, way lower. And for that, there's resin 3D printers like this one, which take detail and resolution to a completely different level. This would be like if a filament printer had a 0.05 millimeter nozzle. That's the kind of detail that we're talking about. Also, if you've never seen resin 3D printing in action, I mean, the first time I saw it, it completely blew my mind. In here is literally liquid resin, which is reacting with UV light to create the highest detailed 3D prints that are possible today. I'm gonna go ahead and close this because you really shouldn't be breathing this stuff in, but yeah, resin 3D printing, especially on these machines here, it is pretty insane. If you've ever wondered what 3D printers companies like NASA or Microsoft use, it's actually these. This is a Formlabs Form 4. I picked this up about a month ago, mainly to prototype the Zero Mouse and just to kind of iterate on it at a higher speed. But then I saw the quality of the prints that I was getting off this machine. I'm not kidding, they are production quality parts. But believe it or not, at that detail, they also print very fast. While filament printers need to trace and fill in each individual layer, resin printers print the entire layer at once. They have a screen at the bottom which exposes the resin tank with UV light. Each layer is exposed uniformly one by one, and that ultraviolet light reacts with the resin to create the hardened resin plastic. This is where things get really crazy. A filament printer needs to draw each individual layer, so the printing time scales linearly with the amount of objects that you're printing. Printing an object 3 times will take 3 times as long compared to just printing it once. Resin printers, though, take almost the same amount of time to print 1, 2, or however many objects you can fit on the build plate. And the build plate on my new 3D printer is absolutely massive. This is about as big as resin 3D printing gets before you start getting into like the enterprise $100,000 machines. So yeah, after I saw how good the Form 4 was, I reached out to Formlabs and said, hey, I'm gonna start doing some production stuff on these machines soon. Do you maybe wanna send me the bigger version, the 4L? And yeah, here it is. This is my new 3D printing workhorse, the Formlabs Form 4L. Absolute beast of a machine. I mean, I can almost like climb inside here. The print volume is that big. But yeah, I think the best way to show you how insane this thing is to quickly get it set up and we'll do our first print. Setting up the printer only takes about 2 minutes. You just insert the resin tank, insert the mixer, clip on the build platform, connect to the Wi-Fi, and insert whatever resin you want to print with. The build platform comes leveled out of the box, and something you don't realize until you have these machines in hand is how well made they actually are. I mean, from product photos online, you can tell they're very premium machines, but I mean, every interaction you have with these printers is like a quick release latch or a soft closing hinge. Everything is so easy and refined. I mean, when your tools are this nice to use, it not only removes the friction of making stuff, but for me at least, it makes it thoroughly enjoyable every time you fire them up. Now, Formlabs have their own slicer printing software called Preform, and my experience with it so far has been actually pretty good. You just drop and drag in your 3D model, you click Auto Orient, auto generate the supports, and I mean, after that, you're ready to print. You can go in and edit the supports, clean it up a little bit more if you're producing a final production part, but for the most part, the print automation is actually really good for most people. This is what I really wanted to show you though. It's how fast the print speed is on that 4L. So if I just wanted to print one scroll wheel, it takes about the same amount of time as my Bambu Lab X1 carbon, so a little over an hour, which is actually pretty good considering the quality of the the part is in a completely different league. I mean, this is almost injection molding. If I wanted to print 100 of these though, we're looking at some very different print speeds. Over 3 days now on an X1 Carbon, and only 2.5 hours on a 4L. I could print over 1,000 of these in just a couple days on one machine. So this is the resin that you use with the printer. It's pretty cool. It just drops in like a cartridge. The 4L has 2 loading slots because the tank and build volume is so huge. But these are pretty cool. They have like bite valves on the end, so it automatically dispenses resin into the tank just as you need it. There's no like pouring the resin in and getting all messy, which I absolutely love. I do also have to say Formlabs' choice of resins and materials is very, very insane. If you are doing like proper, serious 3D printing, prototyping, or even production like myself, Formlabs do not play around. It's one of the reasons I bought the Form 4 over cheaper alternatives. Their material catalog is nuts. You've got glass-infused resins, ABS-like resins, you've got elastics, silicones, biomed resins, for dental stuff, or even for implants. It's pretty crazy that some of the stuff you can 3D print. There are definitely much cheaper resin 3D printers and resins on the market as well, but honestly, I'm at the point now where I care way more about the final result, the quality of the print, the quality of the machines as well, and the workflow efficiency, that I'm not going to have any problems with that, than I do, saving some money on the machines and the resins. And believe it or not, I did crunch some numbers for printing my own Zero Mouse. It is actually cheaper to print it on these Formlabs resin machines than to outsource them like I was doing before. There is one big downside to printing with resin though, which I haven't mentioned yet. Once your print is finished, you actually need to wash it with a solvent and then post-cure it with UV light. This is one of the main reasons why I've stayed away from resin 3D printing for so long, and why I actually had a cheap resin 3D printer a while ago, which I just haven't bothered using ever again. Resin printing is just messy and there's a lot of steps. Formlabs though is different. It's a premium price for a premium experience. I mean, the giant wash machine for the 4L, which takes almost 50 liters of IPA, looks intimidating, but could not be easier to use. There's no getting your hands dirty or cleanup involved whatsoever. You just place the build plate on the rails, press a button, and come back 15 minutes later. Occasionally, you need to swap out the solvent, but you can do that with the pump they provide. And then there's the cure station, basically a giant microwave for UV light. This is to further cure the print, improve the mechanical properties and the surface quality. Here, all the profiles are built in, so temperatures and duration are impossible to mess up. I've yet to find any annoying things or pain points in this workflow. Every step of the user experience with these printers has been obsessed over down to the details. By far the best thing that I've ever 3D printed though is the Zero Mouse. I wanted a mouse upgrade for my ranked esports games, and what I wanted didn't really exist. So I decided to make something myself, and a bunch of iterations later, we've got the Zero Mouse Blade, and it's now 3D printed using Formlabs black resin, and I think it looks pretty incredible. I've been using this for a little bit now, and yeah, it is a massive upgrade from what I was using before. So previously, these shells were printed in nylon 12, which is a really nice material. It's low density, relatively strong, and really easy to print. Formlabs actually have another machine, it's called the Fuse 1 Plus, which can print nylon 12. I was pretty interested in that as well, but the more I print and go down this path, the more I realize that resin is actually the best choice for what I'm doing, especially this resin here. So this is Formlabs black resin. It is really close to the quality of injection molding. You can still see layer lines in some spots. There is a little bit more optimization that I can do here in terms of where I'm printing the supports to reduce those layer lines, how I orientate the model, for example. A couple of degrees here or there can really shift where the layer lines do pop up. So there's a little bit of optimization to do there, but yeah, this is printed at 50 microns. I can go down to 25 micron layer height, and that will resolve the layer lines even more. Now, in terms of how many I can print in one go, here I've got 9 shells plus 6 scroll wheels. I can actually fit up to 15 shells in one print on the 4L, which I think is pretty crazy. That's like a 3.5-hour print, which is pretty quick. Over one day, say 3 to 4 print cycles, that's like 45 to 60 shells. I'm most likely going to be adding another machine to the workflow as well, so that's going to bump the print output to around 100 shells per day and around 1,000 in 1 to 2 weeks. That's actually faster than it took for my outsourced nylon prints, which is pretty insane. But yeah, there it is. Zero Mouse in Formlabs resin. Looks amazing, feels amazing, and I could not be happier. I'm just waiting for the circuit boards now, and these will be ready to ship. Now, I started 3D printing almost 10 years ago. My first printer was a FlashForge Dreamer, which I spent all of my money on. I was obsessed with it. I had to manually level the bed for every print. I had my window open constantly because of the ABS fumes. The thermocouples had to be replaced on both of the extruders, and I had no idea how to 3D model. A couple of years later though, I made a window mod for my first PC and posted my first video on a channel called Optimum Tech. If I hadn't bought that first printer, this channel probably wouldn't exist. But fast forward to now, I can't believe these are the printers that I now own and get to play with. It's not something that I could have ever dreamed of. In saying that though, I can't just go ahead and buy like 50 of these machines just yet. They are prosumer machines at a prosumer price. The Form 4 kit will cost you around $5,500 US. That includes the printer, the wash, and the cure. And the 4L kit, I mean, these are big printers. You need 2 people to lift them onto a table. It's $20,000 for the entire kit. Even if I had committed my Zero Mouse to injection molding, which, you know, is a different ballgame altogether, at the end of the day, it would be a heavier and weaker product. I would still at least have one Form 4 for prototyping, because the amount of prototyping and iterating that I've been doing lately on this machine, there's almost no price that you can put on that kind of development speed. Being able to make changes in the morning, have a print done by midday, I mean, it is ridiculous. So yeah, expensive printers for a prosumer market, but that's kind of where I find myself falling today. And at the very least, you're going to see these printers in the backgrounds of my other videos. They're going to be used for other projects down the road as well. So now you know what these incredibly interesting looking devices are and what they can do. And also just how insane 3D printing is today.